So if you've been sitting down sedentary all day and you replaced 1 minute of that with 1 minute of activity, that's obviously going to be better than having that 1 minute extra sitting down. Yeah, I definitely think there's a large body of research which is still developing, looking at this idea of kind of exercise snacks or kind of boosts within the day, which is very short kind of duration. Um, and I think the key thing to get across is that anything is better than nothing. So if you've been sitting down sedentary all day and you replaced 1 minute of that with 1 minute of activity, that's obviously going to be better than having that 1 minute extra sitting down. So I think even short amounts of activity are beneficial to our health of any intensity as well, because yes, if you then spent that 1 minute, a couple of minutes doing something very high intensity, you probably will get more benefit than doing something at light intensity, but light intensity would be better than nothing. So there is a real spectrum there. And I think it's important for employees and workplaces to know um, that any sort of movement is kind of better than nothing. Um, so it doesn't need to be these larger chunks of time, even like, 10 minutes, 15 minutes is still quite a lot of your day when you kind of parcel it up. But if you were, you know, say for example, going to get a cup of tea or, waiting for the kettle to boil, you can quite easily add in some activity in there. Some people, I know people to do kind of heel raises and balance activities or squats while they're waiting for the kettle to boil at work, which is something that they would do anyway. Some people like to walk to a printer further away within a building just to get extra steps in the day. I think one of the classic examples of workplace physical activity initiatives is stair climbing. So, getting yourself up to your office or moving around at work, there's normally for most of us staircases somewhere that we will have to take. And choosing to take the stairs, which maybe take you a minute, can have a huge benefit because I think if, once I've climbed 4 flights of stairs, my heart rate's certainly up. I think for most people, that's enough to really increase your activity levels on a small, almost like microdosing, like you're just having little bits along the way. And all of that we know is can add up to have beneficial effects, not just instantly on our health and how we feel, but longer term, they can have a beneficial effect on longer term health outcomes.
Yeah, another common theme has been intensity in all of these interviews that I've done. I guess there's ways to just increase your intensity. If you're going to go to a place, go a little bit quicker. If you're going to go up the stairs, just jog up one flight of stairs. I guess those are just packing it into little shorter amounts.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna get the best bang for your buck for the short amount of time you're putting in, the harder you work during that time, the more benefit you're gonna gain. So there's a body of research coming out looking at some large kind of epidemiological studies of vigorous intensity activity within lifestyle activity. So an activity that you're doing anyway, like going for the bus or walking up the stairs. If you can do that at a faster pace or a higher intensity, that that will give you additional benefit. So if you are going to only have a short amount of time, I think adding in more speed into that or higher intensity work will give you greater benefits. And I think that's something we forget about actually, that you don't always need to add in lots of extra time or facilities and equipment. Look at what you're already doing and how do you get the most benefit out of things that you've already got as a habit in your lifestyle and just making them work more for you.